Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 343 and you'll want to subscribe right now and ensure you'll never miss a journey. The entrepreneurs that join me each week review the steps they took on their journey to success, and these steps reveal a path you can take as well. Today we have Simon Severino, author, podcaster and the CEO of Strategy Sprints. Hello Simon.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
Oh, we're excited to have you. My audience are excited to hear your story, but just start by telling us one thing we are going to learn from you today that will help us on our journey to success.
Today, you'll learn how to double revenue in 90 days.
Wow. Can't wait to hear more about that. But let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my audience a little bit about your background, about what you did before you started your own business?
I'm 21 years now in doing only one thing, and that is helping people with go-to-market, right, with sales. And 21 years, I started as a consultant in the big consultancies. And then from there, when I had enough experience, I did the whole career path. And then in the end, I said, okay, now I'm ready to do this on my own. And I saved 6 months of runway. And when I had that, I said, all right, now it's the time to try it. And it worked out.
It sounds to be like so simple. Others, they're like, oh, it's so difficult. This, the big of challenges and everything. But for you, you're saying it's easy, just a walk in a park. So easy.
It
Wow.
was a lot of kilometers, and it was a lot of hours. Of course, when you're in consulting, for the first 4 years, I had no weekend and I was working 80 hours. So maybe it sounds easy because I enjoyed it, but for some people, it's hard to work 80 hours for 4 years straight. But if you like to work a lot and to learn a lot, then yeah, it wasn't complicated. It was straightforward.
Wow, what the background, Simon. Why do you do what you do?
My mission in life is to open doors and to turn on lights. And so that's what I'm here to do. And when I look around, okay, how can I serve? How can I help? The best way that I can do it is by sharing with others what I had to solve myself. So what I had to solve when I started my business, what I had to solve in the first year when you build up your main revenues, what I had to solve in the second year, how to remove myself as the bottleneck from the organization, what I had to solve in the third year, how to get people in, hiring with a small budget. How do you hire when you have a small budget? And then what I had to solve in the fourth year, how do you hire even more with a middle-sized budget, etc., etc. Every year had its challenges, and I had to solve something, and this is how I can serve best. Now I coach people and I give them my blueprints, my templates, and I also share them as a book. It's called Strategy Sprints, 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business. This is where I share all those blueprints and all that I did, and also some client stories, how they overcome the same problems, how to sell, how to market, how to run a business, how to scale a business. And yeah, that's why I do what I do, because it's my purpose.
Let's put man aside. How do you know you are successful?
I don't care quite much about success. I care much more about fulfillment. So am I doing the right thing for the right people in the right way? That for me is fulfillment. And if I do that, I have integrity, and that's for me the most important thing. And if I stay on that track long enough without, falling left and right from the side, then everything works. And also the impact is more because I am helpful. And when I'm more helpful, also the revenue gets usually up and to the right. And so that's the cycle that I care about. And it starts with fulfillment. Now, from the outside, some periods are very successful and some periods are less successful. But I care mainly about fulfillment, and I think the rest will come.
Tell us how to stop falling off to the left or to the right.
Yeah, I do all the time. So, for example, I take a project just because it's in a city that I like and say, yeah, let's do it, but I shouldn't really do it. Or I have a feeling that it's not the right client, so actually I shouldn't take on this project. But then I do it just because of the revenue. And that's usually a mistake. And there is a price with it later on. So these are typical things, left and right, when I do not stick to my plan.
Tell my audience about the magic moment, the date all suddenly went right for you.
Oh, magic moment. So I think it's after years and years and years and years of failures, then some things started to work. So I know magic moments and overnight successes, but they usually have like 17 years of failures in the making. Yes, exactly. The book is for me a magic moment. That right now on Amazon, that my book is out, Strategy Sprints. That's for me a magic moment. But it took me 20 years to write it, and it took me 1 year to type it on the computer. But it took me 20 years to write it in terms of, I had to do this, and this is where I learned.
What did you learn while doing your book?
I did learn that it's a team effort, so that there are practical people and there are theoretical people. I'm a practical person, so I'm not good at writing books. And it was my first book, so it would have been a terrible book. I'm not even a native English speaker. I'm an Italian. So I'm a practical guy. I can't quite speak English. It was the wrong possible combination of skills. So what I learned is, hey, you cannot do this alone. You have to team up. And so I found the publisher. I teamed up with the publisher in London who can do books. I was the practical guide who was bringing in the templates and the content itself, the stories from the field. And then I had another editor in the US, and she would refine my sentences until they make sense. And she would also tell me that a chapter cannot end this way. You have to end that way. And where's the hook, Simon? You need the hook. Otherwise, people don't go to the next chapter. And so my main learning was you need to team up. Unless you are a book writer from profession, then you can do it. But if you're not, you need to team up with a good editor, at least a good graphic designer, etc. It's a team effort. A good book is a team effort.
Okay, Simon, everyone knows what happened in 2020. How did you pivot in your business due to 2020?
The good thing is we didn't need to pivot because 2 years before we went to fully digital. And, we are strategy advisors, so we get paid to see what's coming. And that was an easy thing because we saw the internet coming. We did not see the pandemic, but we saw the internet coming. So it was clear that we want to be digital as soon as possible. And so we were 90% ready when the pandemic came to be fully digital. The only thing is we said, yeah, but those last 10%, we will need that in maybe 5 to 10 years. And then pandemic came and we needed them immediately. But we started from 90% being digital. So it was not a huge pivot.
Tell us how to maximize your ROL, return on luck. That's a new one.
Yeah, so the return on luck this question was asked by Jim Collins. And he said, how is it possible that some teams crush it and others don't? What is the difference between those teams? And I continued looking at what is the behavior that makes a difference. All teams are giving their best. So why does luck land on one desk and not on the other desk? What's the difference? And what we see every week is that people who run more experiments, they have more chances to find one winning thing. So if in a quarter you do just 2 experiments, but another team in the same quarter does 50 experiments, the team that runs 50 experiments has a much higher probability to get lucky, to find one thing that really resonates with their audience and that goes viral and gains traction because they tested 50 different things. That's why we describe in the strategy sprints method a way how you can run small, frequent experiments instead of do long planning cycles. It's better to test many things quickly and cheaply, because that maximizes your return on luck.
Tell us how to shorten the path to wow.
So the wow is on the customer side. And so you want always to make your customer a wow experience. And so the question is, how can you do that? We have 274 tactics and blueprints for that. I can share one of them with you that we did with our client. So our client was a competitor of MailChimp. So they want to create something where you can send mails. And the problem was their onboarding. So right now they would have a trial client. And when they onboard those clients, they would say, hello, welcome to our solution. Please upload your CSV file. And of course, they lost 80% of their clients in this phase already, because most people don't even know what is a CSV file. So we said, wait a moment, we need to shorten the path to wow here. If 3 months later, this client is super, super happy and super successful with your tool, what's the magic? And they said, it's a small business, but they feel as professional as a big business when they send an email. And we said, all right, can we create this magic in the first 4 hours? I don't know. Let's run some experiments. We ran some experiments and then we found a way that they can experience this in the first 4 hours. It was full of templates. So you come in, you test it. You can immediately select between 4 templates. You send out your first email. You have your wow. In the first 4 hours, you feel already like as professional as a big business. And now their conversion rate was much higher and their retention was much higher. And we didn't change a lot. It was only changing how long it takes until the client can experience the magic of your offering. It was in the first 4 hours instead than after 3 months. That's how you shorten the path to wow. You find out what is your magic, and you find a way to let the clients experience that as quickly as possible.
As you mentioned that you've been in the business for the last 21 years, I hope you have met people who want to start a business, people who are already in a business, but can anyone be an entrepreneur? Or are some people more cut out for it than others?
I think only 2% of the world population is made to be an entrepreneur because it's tough. It's very tough. And if you are this 2% of the population, you are at the same time blessed and cursed with being an entrepreneur because they are forces of nature. They create something out of nothing, but they also get bored very quickly. So they never really rest and they're never really satisfied. So I think it's a minority in the world who's cut out to be entrepreneurs, and they have to do it. They are unemployable. They have to create stuff. They have to build stuff. But there is also a price to that. They are usually not very happy and relaxed.
What have you learned from business as a whole?
I learn every day something. And in my book, Strategy Sprints, I lay down the 13 main thing and also the order of things when you run a business, what you have to look at. Chapter 1 is about how to do marketing. Chapter 2 is how to close deals, how to do sales. Chapter 3 is how to onboard your client. Chapter 4 is how you deliver on your client, etc. Each chapter, I share my learnings of running a business in an agile way, in a resilient way.
Tell us how to double revenue in 90 days. Is that such a thing? Because nowadays things have changed. Is this still the case?
Yes, it's still the case, and it's easier than you think. It's described very well in the book, but here, just as a summary, you focus on 3 strategies, 3 habits, and 3 numbers. So the 3 strategies are: focus on the things that increase by 25% your conversion rate, your sales frequency, and the price you can charge for your offer. If you do only things that increase these 3, you can double your revenue in 90 days. The only thing in addition that you need is the 3 habits: daily habit, weekly habit, and monthly habit. I describe them very precisely in the book. The daily habit is reviewing how you allocate your time and what you will delegate tomorrow. The weekly habit is getting your marketing numbers, sales numbers, and operations numbers reported every 7 days, not every month, every 7 days. And the 3 numbers, you pick your most important numbers for marketing, for sales, and for operations, and you get them reported every 7 days. If you just do these 3 things, the 3 strategies and the 3 habits, it's quite likely that you will double your revenue in 90 days, because you will be focused on your direct path to growth, and you will have a system that tells you very early, it tells you in real time if it's working or if you have to adapt something.
Why did you pick number 7, 7 days?
So how often do you take a decision when you run a business? And on what do you need to take that decision? So traditionally, you get reports every 30 days, but an entrepreneur does not take decisions every 30 days. So you take 6 to 12 decisions every day, big decisions, like should we hire a marketing person or a salesperson? Should we go with the cheap CRM or with the expensive CRM? All these decisions you take multiple times per day. And based on what, actually? If you don't have a real-time reporting, and that's for me every 7 days, the reporting system that gets reviewed. If you don't have a weekly knowledge about your marketing, your sales, and operations, you cannot take decisions. You have to wait for 1 month until you know your data, and then you take a decision. That's why 7 days, because you need to take decisions when you need to take them. And in that moment, you need that information, so that it should be as real time as possible.
What is the most dangerous belief an entrepreneur can have?
One belief that I see entrepreneurs having is they think they have to hustle. They think they do not deserve the business to serve their life. They think they have to work all the time, and that it needs to be a hustle. And I think that's dangerous, because there is the high probability that you burn out if you go with that belief.
If you could rerun the first year of your business, what would you definitely know to do?
First year, I had to pick the name for the company. I'm happy that I picked a name which is not just my name, because later when I scaled it, that would not have been possible. So if you pick the name and you make it your name consulting or something, then it's harder to scale later. So the most important thing was picking the name, and I'm happy that I picked the name Strategy Sprints, which is bigger than one person, because you want to build a brand and you want to build something where other people can chip in. So that was the most important decision, actually, in the first year.
What is the most valuable thing you have ever given away?
I'm giving away a ton of our real templates. So that's millions of dollars worth of knowledge that I had to build over 17 years. And I'm giving it away right now on our website. It's strategysprints.com. Everybody can pick them. They're open source. And some people ask me, but Simon, why do you give that away? That's your IP. It took you forever to build it, and it's your knowledge. And I say, yeah, but knowledge grows if you share it. The best things are open source. Look at GitHub, look at Tesla, look at many things that are open source. And that's why they're getting better and better and better.
What is one thing that has contributed to your success?
Picking one topic. So 20 years ago, I had to pick one topic. As a consultant, you can be very broad, but I said, no, let's pick one topic. I will pick the topic of strategy. That's my thing. And it's tough to think what's the one topic that I will be excited about for 50 years, because every topic becomes boring at some point. But what I did right was nevertheless picking one topic. And so, of course, from time to time it becomes boring. But then the challenge is, okay, how do you get excited again about it? How do you get creative with it? How do you find a new angle, a new perspective? How do you stay curious about the same thing? But that was the thing that I did solve positively, because I picked strategy. And so every week I was delivering content about strategy. And now, 20 years later, it's all very aligned. My company is called Strategy Sprints. The only thing you can buy from me, it's a one-to-one strategy sprint, 90 days. My book is called Strategy Sprint. A podcast is called Strategy Sprint. And so you see, that creates brand strength and brand clarity.
What grounds you?
My kids.
In your businesses, do you have a mentor or a coach?
Yes, every couple of years, I look for a coach that can help me solve one thing that I cannot solve alone. For example, 5 years ago, I hired a coach and said, please help me remove myself from operations, from doing the client work. And he helped me with that. And then the next year, I hired a coach who was an expert in how to create good emails for email marketing. And I learned that. And so every year I have to solve some next big problem, and I will search for somebody to coach me, of course.
What is the most valuable thing your coaches has told you?
So I come with this problem, for example, help me get out of the weeds, help me. And then he said, all right, so yeah, let's structure it. And so we want to get Simon 2 levels above fulfillment, he said. And I said, what do you mean? What are these 2 levels? And then he started explaining to me how you scale a business. And so that was very valuable, listening to me, but also coming already with working blueprints that I can take inspiration from so that I don't start from nothing. So I think it's listening, it's challenging, it's pushing a little bit out of the comfort zone, but also having the knowledge, the blueprints, so that I don't have to reinvent the wheel.
What is one thing no one knows about you?
Most people don't know that I had COVID this week, because I was every day on 8 podcasts, because I'm on book tour, and I didn't skip one of them. And then my wife said, but Simon, you have COVID. Why are you working? And I said, it doesn't feel like working. It's not stressful. It's fun. I'm just talking. I'm not working. So the fun thing is, it doesn't feel like work. And also, I'm a daily runner. I'm a triathlete. I run every day. Before my kids wake up, I have already run 10 kilometers. So my body, when you stress my body and you say, okay, you have a virus now, my body says, yeah, so what? Because my body gets stressed every day. That's how the day starts, right? And so it's nothing special. I sit here, of course, I have some symptoms, etc., and I don't feel super well. But my body says, yeah, so what's the difference? Every day we have some discomfort. Yeah, that's how the day starts, right? And so when you are an entrepreneur, you always have a little bit of discomfort, because you're always creating something that wasn't there.
Get well soon.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your book and your business, and who's this book for?
This book is for everybody who runs a business, because when you run a business, there are so many moving parts. And especially if you are a small team, then you have too many roles. You are the head of marketing, you are the head of sales, you are the head of operations. It's absolutely overwhelming. It's very unlikely, actually, that you will be successful. It's more likely that you will burn out. So this book is for everybody who runs a business, because there are things that are working since 100 years. And those evergreen things, you will find them in the book. And it's literally checklists and blueprints. I have the book here on my desk. And when my marketing doesn't work, I go to chapter marketing to see, what am I missing? What did I forget to do? And I use it like a checklist. So this book is for people who run a business.
Wow. And where can we find this book?
It's on Amazon. It's called Strategy Sprints by Simon Severino. It's in every bookstore, every airport, wherever you are, wherever you buy books, you find it. But if you buy it on Amazon, please leave me a review, because that helps Amazon see, oh, this book is good, I should tell others.
Thank you. And how can we connect with you?
I hang out at strategysprints.com. And I have also 2 YouTube channels that I run. One is called Simon Severino. One is called Strategy Sprints.
Thank you. There will be more from Simon in a moment. If you are listening to this on a podcasting platform and you are encouraged by Simon's journey, please go to our website at onlinesuccessjourney.com. In addition to the amazing free content, you can work direct with me. Check out my course, How to Set Goals and Double Your Productivity, a course for achieving success in work and life, when you visit onlinesuccessjourney.com. The site has tons of audio clips from hundreds of successful entrepreneurs' guests' journeys, all there to help you find a path to your own online success journey. The site offers exclusive members-only content, and you can join absolutely free and be part of this amazing online success community today. Check it out. That's onlinesuccessjourney.com. Now, Simon, I would love for you to share more with my audience if you are up for it.
Cool.
Thank you. Do you watch movies or read books?
Books.
Tell us, what is your favorite book that has some relevance to being an entrepreneur?
There is a great book that is about how you improve products. And it's called Sprint, Solve Big Problems and Test New Ideas in Just 5 Days. That's very good about product improvement and product innovation. There's another book that I like a lot. It's called Alchemy, The Surprising Power of Ideas That Don't Make Sense. This is about how to create magic via businesses.
If your business was down to its last $100, how would you invest it?
I wouldn't invest it at all. If I just have 100, I need those 100 this week. So I would do only sales without spending any money. I would split the day in half, and I would say in the morning I help people in the solving their problems, and in the afternoon I start building my sales systems, my sales workflows. So I call people. So in the morning I would help people solve problems. In the afternoon I would get referrals from them and follow up on those referrals. And so start building my sales.
If you are going to keep a note to yourself in your pocket every day, what would be written on it?
Keep rolling.
What is your next chapter?
My next chapter is the same chapter.
You don't want to change the page?
I like this page. I always think of the present moment. I think I have no past and I have no future. I have only the now. And I try to be in the now, as present, as helpful as possible.
Do you feel like you succeeded or like you are only on the way?
I feel absolutely completed and complete in every moment. I don't think I have to do anything to succeed or that there is anything missing. I enjoy every moment. I try to have no past, no future. I enjoy every moment as it is. And sometimes I forget that, and then I play with my kids, I talk to my friends, and I go running, and then I go back to that state.
Will you ever stop?
Never.
Remind us how we can connect with you.
You find me at strategysprints.com, and my book is Strategy Sprints.
Simon, it's been great to have you here to share your online success journey with us.
Thank you so much. It was fun.
Thank you. Remember, success is a journey. Don't wait. Let's start the journey. Patience and Simon.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to Patience and her guest and want you to know that there are hundreds of episodes available at onlinesuccessjourney.com. Patience would like to thank you for listening to the podcast, and she has a free gift for you on her website, including an audio compilation of her guests' best tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. Additionally, there are special clips of over 250 episodes that have never aired on the podcast and are only available to members of the Online Success Journey. Check the website and click on Join Now to get free and instant access. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps us each chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed on the favorite platform you have to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review the podcast at Apple Podcasts and other sites. We appreciate your help and your willingness to share the journey. One last thing. If you're feeling a bit lost or overwhelmed on your own journey, Patience can help. Check out our coaching sessions on how to set goals and double your productivity while you're at the website. Working with Patience is a great way to get back on the right path. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.